Welcome back to episode 304 of the Guy and Guns podcast. I'm your host, Troy.
And I'm your other host, Doug.
We use this podcast to talk about God, guns, and the responsible Christian gun owners' interest. On this week's show, we'll be talking about Biden's banning of the Second Amendment. Can you do that?
That's what he's trying.
Well, thank you, Bama sponsor, Firearms Radio Network. Well, thank all the guys and gals over there that do all the hard work to keep us up and going. And Sean, of course. So if you've not checked out other shows over on the Firearms Radio Network, please do. Also want to thank Primary Arms. Primary Arms seeks to provide the best shopping experience for everything firearms. With over 13,000 products and over 400 top brands, Primary Arms carries a complete selection of rifles, handguns, firearms parts, shooting gear, apparel, and more. Every order comes with a commitment to superior service backed by fast shipping and an expert support team. Also, want to thank Patriot Patch Company. If you've not gotten some of the cool stuff that Patriot Patch has got, go over and check them out, patriotpatch.co. They got these signs that go up in your man cave or at your gun range, or you can like nail it to the side of your car or whatever you want to do. They've got whoever doesn't have a sword needs to buy one. All right,
that's it.
Sell your cloak and buy one. They got stickers. We got stickers and patches, and they got patches, stickers, shirts. These cool metal signs. You can nail them to the side of your car. They got gun rugs and stuff that you can work on your guns. This is a AR-15 broke down. Haven't pulled it out of the package. They're cool. They're so cool that my son actually used his own money and bought one.
Did he?
Yeah. He said, I want that. I'm like, that's mine. You can't have it. He said, I'm going to go get me one.
So there you go.
He got his own. And so he's usually taking all these cool patches and stuff. There was a cool one with Easter on it I was going to show you all. And I guess I left it up there on the table upstairs. I'm sorry about that. But check out patriotpatch.co. They got some cool stuff. What have you been up to with God and Guns this week, Doug?
Oh, let's see. On the God side, of course, I've been doing my Sportsman's Day devotional and church on Sunday for Easter Sunday. And that's always a special time to go.
Yep.
On the gun side, of course, I've been doing my everyday carry. Truck's been back in the shop this week, trying to get the last thing fixed. And I got to pick it up today, and they told me that they can't fix it until the end of the month because they can't get the parts for it. So
I hear that a lot.
Yeah. So it runs, it works. So we're gonna, whatever. I'm over it now. I did pick up some AR mags today, though. And yesterday, I was lucky enough, I went in the Academy just to see if they had anything. And lo and behold, they had one box of Hornady 30-06 Super Performance that I shoot through my guns for deer hunting. One box of 150 grain SST, and I bought it. So now I got one box and 3 rounds for next season. So hopefully I don't have to do a whole lot of sighting in.
I've seen some 30-06 somewhere recently.
Man, if you see the Hornady,
are you on the MeWe's that thing that Top Shot Dustin Ellerman set up for ammo finders?
Yeah.
Okay. Because he finds it on there. I mean, he's posting all the time. I don't know if he's got like a real job or he just sits online all day, finds ammo, but he puts out a lot out there. I guess camp hadn't started yet, so maybe he isn't doing much.
No, probably not. But let's see. So I got that. I posted a video a while ago on our Facebook page. My daughter Tara and Matt are expecting, and they did their gender reveal tonight. And
it involved guns?
It did involve guns.
Good.
It involved tannerites.
All right.
Tannerite. So
blue tannerite or pink tannerite?
It wound up being pink tannerite. So
you got the girls going to.
Boom. So I called it. I've successfully called them all so far, so I can't complain there. So, but anyway, they're happy. They just got moved into their new house, so they're extremely happy. Cool. Been messing around with ham radio this week. Some of the guys got together. Let's see, what's the night? Thursday, Monday night. International Space Station came over, and you could see it in the
Mhm.
sky. I couldn't see it from where I was standing because there was a tree blocking me, so I couldn't see it. But last night, a bunch of the guys actually went out because it was coming back over again last night, and they went out to a sod farm and set up so they could see if they could make contact on APRS, and they did. So that worked pretty cool. But I wish I could have been out there with them and watched and got some tips. But one of them connected on his FT3D, and he sent out his packet and got it back from the space station. So that's pretty cool, and got logged into the log book. So that's
Yep.
pretty neat. Let's see. This week also, I got to have dinner with a buddy of mine, Steve Morrow, that lives in Michigan, and he was one of my fifth mob buddies from back in the day. And I probably haven't seen him in 27 years.
Wow.
Now we talk on Facebook and Messenger and stuff like that every once in a while. But he was coming through. He was on his way down to Florida for spring break with his oldest daughter, who's a senior this year. So he was going down with his other two daughters, and they stopped here in Warner Robins. Good place to stop, spend the night. He was going over to our old 5th Combat Comm building and getting a tour over there so his daughters could see where he used to work when he was a youngster.
A long time ago.
A long time ago. So got to see him. That was really cool. So I'm hoping he's coming back through this weekend, I think. So I don't know, maybe get a chance to see him again. But we went to dinner at Sonny's Barbecue, and he had never been to one. And,
oh, really?
Yeah, and he enjoyed it. So
I like their brisket.
Cool. Oh yeah, they got good at everything. And I'm looking at the chats and stuff over here on YouTube, and the mailman said he wasn't sure if he missed the ham section, but he passed his exam this week.
Awesome. He
is VE9 RPT. So congratulations, mailman.
VE9. That's
he's Canada.
Canada, yeah.
Yeah, he's up in Canada.
He's a Canuck.
Canada. But congratulations. That's awesome. Cool. So I'm working on trying to study when I can so I can pass my general and get it done.
I got one section that's still giving me a little bit of problems converting megahertz to millihertz and
on extra.
On the extra, I've got 11 out of the 12 sections or 10 sections. I forget. I got one that I keep working over again. All the rest of them, I'm scoring 10 out of 10 on all the tests on each of the sections. And this one, though, it's like I'm getting 6 out of where I probably could pass. I want us to go ahead and I want to figure out that last little bit. It's a lot of math in that section. I mean, I can memorize the answers probably, but it probably better if I actually know what I'm doing. Yeah, they were dogging us over for being late. Yeah, I would. So what's going on was my son was. We've been working on an antenna all day, and so in the corner over here of the bunker, I've got. I was running the LMR 400 cable in from the antenna we put up today, so it's up, and my son was trying to finish it up before it got totally dark because I had to come back in here and start turning stuff on and getting everything ready. I had to rebuild the studio behind me because everything in here was tore out. And I had everything moved, and I had ceiling tiles taken out, and I was running Cat 5 over there to the ham station, and I was running Cat 6 and rewriting it through the walls and stuff. Even had the wife, wrapping some cables for me because she could get into some places I couldn't. And we got that mast up finally, right? Like a half an hour before the show started. I was out there. I missed the D-Star, Kentucky's D-Star net. I heard him talking, but I didn't have time to grab a radio because I was trying to get it all finished up. It's just, anytime you do a project, it seems like every time you go to do something, you don't have the right tool. I got to run back in the garage, get another tool, come back out. Don't fit. Go back, get another tool. Wrong size drill, but go back and get another. And so what I did is I put in my notes, everything I brought out there. So the next time I go work on a ham antenna, I've got all the tools that I know. At least I know pretty close what I'm going to need. Net drivers I didn't have, and I didn't have the right size. I did have a hammer drill there was already a cable running through the wall. I thought, oh, this is gonna be easy. It was a flat cable. Apparently, it was able to go through a smaller space, and so those PL 259s or whatever they were, whichever the big SO 239s, 259s, I don't know. They're all the same size, 3/4 inch. They were they weren't going through there, and so I took the hammer drill. I got a hammer drill bit about that long, went through the brick, cleaned the hole out. But when I got to the wood, of course, rock bits don't work good on wood, so then I just switched to a wood bit, come in from the backside, and then it was still some stuff. So Gunner was up there working on up until like 2 minutes before the show started. That's why we were a little bit delayed. And I was trying to find the Bible verse I won. So I apologize. It was my fault. It wasn't Doug's fault. He was on time.
For once.
For once. No, you're usually on time. All right. So was that all your stuff?
It was.
So my side, Daily Bible Reading, did Church Security Sunday. Of course, had Easter. All the family got to sit downstairs, and I sat upstairs and watched it on the phone while the service was going on. Thankfully, it was uneventful, and everybody was glad to see each other, and went out to eat, and then we went to home, went to sleep, took a nap.
Yep.
That was our Easter afternoon, and then got on the radios, getting checked into a net, a couple of nets. I think I checked into Mammoth Cave Net, checked into I've been hitting about 50 to 60% on the nets, the two nets I usually check into the last week. Was trying all week to get that antenna up, but the parts didn't come in until late. And then the part came in last night, right before the last part I needed came in last night, right before we were heading to E-Town to go have dinner with my mom and dad. So that didn't happen. So then today, everything fell into place. So let's see, what else happened? Big carry and pocket carry. Went to the doctor Monday to follow up on all that oral surgery I had, and he is excited. He said it was a miracle type recovery that I've got so far. He said everything is going perfect. He said he had goosebumps because the change between when he did the surgery and now. He said everything's going really, really well, and he said he thinks I might not lose any teeth now. So
Good.
that is an answer to prayer. Thank you guys for praying for me. Anyone know what my other knife was this time? He knows my knife last time was Ratworks, and this time it was the Microtech SOCOM Auto, and so he has an eye on knives. He didn't see the two pistols in my pocket, but I don't think he would have cared. All right, so that was pretty much my stuff. I'm carrying. I've been working around the farm and stuff, and I'm carrying the Glock 30S just because I don't mind beating it up. It's more like a tool, and I guess my one gun is being more of a safe queen here lately, as I'm outside all the time on the farm and mowing and working outside and working on ladders and stuff. Got some more security cameras up and going this week. So we got 9, we got 14 so far, and I'm getting 2 more put in. We're going to put a long range one so I can see the barns from my house or phone or whatever. So been working on that this week, and that's pretty much been it. So yeah, carrying a SOCOM, carrying a soft T tourniquet, and carrying a Student of the Gun Enhanced Lifesaver pack. And tonight I'm carrying the Ratworks auto knife. That's the one that you buy as a kit and build it. You can get whichever blade you want, whichever kind of a finish or whatever.
That's got the chain on it, right?
Yeah, it's the chain
driven.
Yeah, the chain. I don't know if you can see it. There's a spring. There's a spring that runs down the back of the frame here and hooks it into that chain, and that's what allows it to. It's smooth. It's a heavy knife. I can pry with it and beat with it and everything else. Holds its edge pretty good. What are you carrying tonight?
Oh, I got the usual suspect Glock 19 with my Student of the Gun night vision sights on it, and I don't have a chain on mine, but I have a out the front. This is a Spartan auto knife with the Damascus. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's got the Damascus blade in it, and
Yep.
you can tell it's getting carried a lot. It's
Hmm.
kind of like my Glock,
Yep.
which has got wear on it too. But hey, that's what happens when you carry them, right?
Yep. Daryl says that's why we have grandkids to grab the tools.
That's right.
Yeah. And now I'm having my kids climb the ladders. It's called OJT. Yeah, that's at least that's what I tell the kids. Hey,
Heck
you learn
yeah.
skills.
Heck yeah. Got to learn some stuff.
I don't know what I do with Gunner. He is my right hand man. He is always helping in any way he can, even when he doesn't want to.
He's at the good age. He's at the good age mostly.
Yep, yep. He's a good boy. He's a man now. He's not really a boy anymore. He's 20 now.
Is he 20?
He's 20.
Man.
He's going to college. Everything's online right now, so he's he's a basement dwelling college student that does a lot of work around here. He helps out with us. Helps
Well,
out on the
that
farm.
makes him different than 90% of them.
Yeah, yeah. He helps out here. He helps out, with the farm. Helps my parents out from time to time. He's a good boy. Helps the neighbors, and I'm proud of him. God's got his hands on him. Excited to see where he goes.
Yep,
All right, so that's got our stuff. You got us a joke for the day?
I do, but
Oh,
I
yeah.
got an iTunes review.
Oh, it's better than last
This
week.
one is a little better than last week's 1-star that we received from a guy that couldn't understand why we talk about God and guns when he's listening to God and Guns podcast show.
Mhm.
So
But we're sad.
we're sad. You're
I
sad.
don't think we're sad. As far as I know,
I'm not sad.
I'm
I'm
pretty
not sad.
happy
Anyway,
most of the time.
this one is a 5-star, and it says practical and useful by R.K. Oki on April 2nd. He said, great podcast for people interested in finding out truths about God and gun fundamentals. Knowledgeable hosts that have a sense of humor that actually educate you as you laugh. Wisdom and joy blended into a learning experience. So,
Wow.
thank you very much for that.
Was he listening to our show?
He was.
It looked like a review for somebody a whole lot better than us.
so we take his this week and the one from last week, and we got a 3.
2.5.
So, yeah, 2.5, maybe a 3. So
Yeah.
we need a few more of them out there. So if you can get out there to iTunes and send us one, we would certainly appreciate it.
We appreciate all commentary.
We do, and we read them all. Good ones, bad ones. We don't care.
Lest we, miss them and get thrown in the junk mailer or the spam filter. I find stuff in the spam filter all the time. Like, why is this in spam? I mean, they're not selling, CBD oil.
After this week's show, we'll probably get a few next week.
Maybe.
But anyway, so I got a joke for us, and it's pretty good. One of our buddies sent this to us, and it says, a man's nagging wife suddenly died on a trip while they were in Jerusalem. The man was told it would cost $45,000 to ship his wife back to the States, but it would only be $500 to bury her there. The man said, no, ship her home. Lady says, but sir, why don't you bury her here in the Holy Land, and you can save a lot of money? The man replied, a long time ago, a man was buried here, and after 3 days, he arose from the dead. Ship her back. I can't take that chance.
Okay. That's a good.
Yeah, I like that one myself. I laughed when I read it. I like, oh, that'll be good. I like that one.
On this day in 1768, John Hancock refused to allow 2 British customs agents to go below his deck of his ship, considered by some to be the first act of physical resistance to the British authority in the colonies. Important.
1768.
1768. Important important history lesson about resisting certain things uh, on this day. That
Dude, I don't
I
know if I
go ahead.
don't know if you saw on the video from Easter Sunday in Canada. Back to our buddies from Canada.
I saw that.
The pastor, the police came in to
Hmm.
shut them down on Easter Sunday
Yep.
from having church, and man, he put them out.
Yep. He'd been through communism. I think he was
He
from Romania or somewhere, or
Yeah,
some
from the
Eastern Bloc
Soviet
country.
Union somewhere. Yep, he was, and man, he put them out. He was not taking it. If you want to come back, you come back with a warrant. But for right now, you get out.
Yep. I enjoyed that.
I enjoyed it thoroughly. I even watched it 3 or 4 times.
I think everybody shared that video. I think I
Mm-hmm.
saw it shared like 25, 30 times in the last few days. But at some point you just gotta draw a line in the sand. Look, you've crossed too many lines. This is a house of worship that you have no rights to be in here and telling us what to do.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, they're going to use this. The virus thing works so good. They're going to use it for years. Years.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to have y'all like pin cushions. Everybody that's taking them stupid shots, y'all going to be like pin cushions because every 6 months you're going to get another shot to keep your card up to date. If you don't keep your card up to date, you can't go nowhere. So I plan on just. I guess I'm just going to stay here. They're going to keep it up. I can tell you, it works so good. They can control you, tell you where to go, watch you drive up and down the street with a mask on your face in your car by yourself.
Yeah, that's a liberal.
I walked into. I've been in several stores this last week. Went to the doctor's office. Doctor's office, the only place they would not let me in. They said you can't. The oral surgeon's office said you can't come in unless you put this mask on. I'm like, I'm going to take it off in like 20 feet. He said, can't come in. I'm like, all right, put it on. Walked up. They shot my head, squirted some stuff on my hands. Walked 15, 20 feet, sat down in a chair, took it off, didn't have it on. The rest of the time I'm in there, for 2 hours, whatever. Walked into Lowe's, didn't have one on. People all like 95% of the people in there had masks on. I'm like, it's been over a year, people. I mean, come on. I walked in and people look at me and they start taking their mask off. I saw 20 guys take their mask off because I didn't have one on. I walked in there, they reached up and grabbed it and said, well, he ain't wearing one. I'm not going to wear one. I don't know how many people I saw take their mask off as I walked through Lowe's. And I was at Lowe's like 3 different times this last week getting stuff for the antenna. And we went to, where else I going to? TSC, went to TSC, same thing. People taking their mask off. Real old people, they was have them on. They just give me that evil eye. Dude, you wear it if you want to. I don't really care.
Yeah.
If you think that thing is going to make you feel good, do it. I don't have nothing wrong with it. You want to go get injected with something they whipped up real quick and don't have any testing done and have no liability to anything that causes death-wise or permanent disabled stuff from those shots. Y'all can do it. I ain't.
No.
But
that's like I said. If you want to wear a mask, wear your mask. Yeah. Hey, rock on. I don't care.
God created an immune system in us that can defeat all that stuff. If you stay healthy and you don't do stuff to make yourself so weak and sick, and at a certain age, you're going to be vulnerable to it. People with weak immune systems, I understand. Put on a mask, put on the respirator, put on, stay in a sealed room with filtration stuff, whatever you want. But you don't get to take my freedom away because somebody else might be vulnerable to sickness.
Exactly.
I mean, I understand it. I'm not cold-hearted to it. I understand, but everybody's going to die one day. Everybody.
Yep.
Only person raised back up from the dead was Jesus. And one day we're going to get resurrected bodies like he did. But we're all going to die sooner or later. So, and I'm not cold-hearted to it. It's just, if you're that afraid, you've got an issue with your knowing where your soul is going, because heaven is a lot better than here. I am telling you, heaven is a lot better here. Every morning I wake up, man, it gets more painful every day I wake up.
I know.
Chris is like, I have this thing in my leg and it hurts. And I said, yeah, you're getting ready to turn 50. She's like, no, I
Ooh.
don't know where it came from. I'm like, you're getting old.
Tell her the older she gets, the more she's not going to know where it came
Yeah,
from.
you'll just wake up one morning and you'll have a hole in your leg, and you're like, "Where'd that come from?" You're old. You'll wake up and your fingers won't bend, and you're like, "What is wrong with me?" And you're like, "I don't remember doing anything." You're old. When you get old, you get aches and pains, and stuff just comes up from nowhere. And every once in a while, you'll cough up half a lung, and you're like, "What in the world was that?" Your body is going to fail sooner or later. It just ain't gonna make it. It's got a limited time. It has an expiration. Don't live your life in fear. You're
Nope.
not going anywhere till God is ready for you to go home.
That's right.
So, I mean, unless you go out and do something stupid, jump from trains or
They,
something.
they people are fearing a less than 1% mortality rate.
Oh yeah, listen
And
to that.
I understand a lot of people have lost loved ones due to it. And I get that. I understand. But
I understand, but we don't do this for the flu, and it has a seasonal rate about the same as this thing.
mhm,
Bad season. I understand it's a bad season, but the thing I see is that there's no hardly any flu diagnoses. They're all COVID. So I think
oh
a
yeah,
whole lot of flu is getting lumped in with COVID,
uh,
and so that's that.
can
And I know
cancer, car accidents,
we have
gunshots.
a distant family member that died from supposedly COVID. It doesn't make any sense. The dude's young. We you guys prayed for him. Dude's in his early 20s, and it's sad. It hurts my heart, that happened. But it's an anomaly. It's not the norm. It's very odd that someone that young and would have something like that. And we hurt with him over that.
Mhm,
He was a great young guy. Hey, his head on his shoulders, good and square, getting ready to graduate from college, and it was a sad thing. And I don't have any. I'm not being unsympathetic. I'm being realistic. You can't shut down the whole economy. People will go broke and starve to death. I mean,
it
right
is
now you still can't get parts for half the stuff you want to get.
nah,
You can't get half the groceries you want to get because there's a backup. I mean, the supply is dim because all around the world people are staying at home still.
isn't it funny how we're they try to lock us down and tell you can only have 4 or 5 people at a gathering, this and that, and they'll cram 400 or 4,000 illegals that come across the border into a tent and then disperse them
Mm,
everywhere.
a tent in Texas. I bet that's
Yeah,
hot.
and that's okay. But that's okay.
I think there's a whole lot of other agenda there.
Oh, yeah. They're coming out of those processing facilities with voter ID cards and
Hmm.
ready to
Social
go.
security numbers and
Oh, yeah.
ready to get on out there and reap the rewards of somebody else.
Well, you got a Bible verse for us tonight.
I do. I'm getting ready to pop
What
her
you
up
got
there.
tonight?
We're going to be in Isaiah. Get my computer work for me right here. Nope. Isaiah 10. Excuse me. I've been drinking this drink. It's trying to come back up on me. Isaiah 10. Woe to those who decree iniquitous decrees and writers who keep writing oppression to turn aside the needy from justice, to rob the poor of my people of their right, that the widows may be their spoil, that they may make the fatherless their prey. Hold on, I'm going to cough. I'm going to mute this for just a second so I don't blow your eardrums out. Sorry about that. I've been breathing brick dust and insulation and drywall dust and wood shavings working on the antenna. What will you do on the day of punishment in the ruin that will come from afar? To whom will you flee for help? And where will you leave your wealth? Nothing remains but to crouch among the prisoners or fall among the slain. For all of his anger has not turned away, and his hand is stretched out still. So, this is a warning, of course, from Isaiah about those who decree iniquitous decrees like bad laws, writers who keep writing oppression and turning aside the needy from justice. It is important for us to know that God will judge. Eventually, God will judge. We're told to be law abiding citizens. We're told to do all we can to obey. But at the point where we are told to do something which is not biblical, which is goes against God's will, that, boys and girls, is where we're going to separate them. That's where we're going to split. Because at the point where we start allowing them to murder and kill and steal and destroy, we have a covenant relationship in America. Our Constitution is a covenant, the covenant between we, the people, and the government. The government has certain defined legal authority to do certain things. And the rest of it, it limits the government's ability to do those things. Same way we have a covenant with God. The first covenant, of course, was through Abraham. The second covenant is through Jesus and the church. And so it's important that we remember we have to draw a line because it's better to obey God than man. Even if it costs us our lives, costs us our fortunes or sacred honor, if it costs us everything, we're to stand with God. And so people are going to have to man up. People are going to have to start saying, we're not going to take this. We're not going to allow them to turn us into slaves because that's the motion they're going through. Communism is slavery. When you don't have rights, you're a slave. When you don't have the rights to possess weapons to defend yourself against a tyrannical government, you're a slave. When you don't have the right to go to work, you're a slave. When you don't have the right to go out and buy food, you're a slave. If you don't recognize what there's going on, they're conditioning you for that. As we saw today, Biden, the communist clown puppet, is decreeing orders. He's an elected person. He is not a king. He does not decree orders. He does not issue orders. The laws are made by the legislative branch. They are approved by the Senate or modified, and then they are finally signed by the president. There are three separate branches of government, and they're all supposed to follow the Constitution. And it's what we see in today with Bobo the puppet, uh, Bobo Biden, the puppet clown. He's just regurgitating.
That's Joey B and Trixie.
He's just regurgitating what somebody's put on a teleprompter or giving him in his notepad. I got a note about that here somewhere. Let me look here. Whatever. Come on, man.
You know what I'm talking about.
We got an illegitimate president, an illegitimate vice president, and we've got a lying media, and we've got a bunch of hype, and people are fed up with it. If you look at these press conferences that's on YouTube, it's like 70 to 80% thumbs down everything Joe Biden, everything Democratic Party, 70 to 80%. YouTube's been caught going through and deleting all of the negative comments and all of the thumbs down on his videos. It's so bad. We know that this guy is illegitimate. We know that he doesn't have the right to ban guns. He's trying to get the ATF. So he said, huh?
The AFT.
The AFT. He's trying to get the AFT, GMOBLKU, to to take a previously defined pistol brace and make that a class 3 weapon. Okay, a piece of plastic does not make a gun a fully automatic weapon. A short-barreled rifle should have been done away with a long time ago. If we had some Republicans that had some kind of a backbone, they would have gotten rid of the short-barreled rifle and got rid of the short-barreled shotgun and gotten rid of the suppressor. But no, they sat on their butts and they waited until Trump went through the whole stupid, lying process of trying to remove him from office. And then they come back at the last little bit and try to act like they're conservatives again.
Yeah,
Every time
right.
elections are in, we're conservatives. No, you're a bunch of rhinos. They want to play the game. They want to raise money off of threatening. The Democrats go do this. Democrats go do this. They want to raise money, and the Democrats want to raise money on the Republicans are going to do this. They're all liars. They're all in the same bunch. But I think they're about to step over the line here. So far, what he said isn't really changing any laws. He's just issuing orders, and he's trying to get his what's a Garland dude trying to get him to
Uh,
prosecute stuff.
Merrick Garland.
Yeah,
He has no merit.
no. The guy they put into the ATF, AFT, excuse me,
AFT.
American Funniest Teleprompters. The
Yeah.
the guy he put in there is like Gun Control Inc. I mean, this dude has been like on all kinds of boards for gun control propaganda. He was also the one that was in charge during the Waco.
Waco. Yep.
Waco and Ruby Ridge, I think. He was in
I don't
both
know
of
about
them.
Ruby Ridge. I know Waco.
Yeah. You talking about some really bad people being put back in charge because people sit by and let the election be stolen. I'm talking about you Republicans up there that do nothing. And a lot of judges who were put there to put brakes on stuff that was going on. Now they're going to fix the election problems. You notice that? Oh, we're going to fix the election problems in Georgia.
Oh, yes.
Why do you fix it when it mattered? It's too late now. Stacey Abrams owns Georgia.
Oh, yeah.
It's a mess.
She's the one that got him to pull out the major league baseball game, all-star game out of Georgia. And, she hurt all kind of minority businesses downtown by doing that to make her point. And now she's like, oh, I didn't really mean for that to happen.
Yeah.
And, my thing is, I don't care. Take it wherever. You're taking it to Colorado, who's got more voting restrictions than we have, first of all. And you're trying to make a point. And if you go to that game and you have tickets at will call, guess what? They're going to want to see your ID before they give you tickets to come into that game.
Do you think?
100%. No, for fact, they're going to do that. But we're not saying you can't vote. We don't want to restrict voting or anything else. It's one vote, one person that is currently alive, and you have to provide ID. You have to provide ID for everything that you do.
And you can't have people scanning them and putting them back through like 10 times. No. Like we saw on camera for 3 hours with it. Oh, gosh. Get me started on that stuff. So what was you guys' bullet list of things you want to do? Let's go down through here.
Yeah, so one of the things he wants to extend background checks and close the loopholes on gun shows and internet sales. Well, first of all, you don't know anything about what you're talking about. If you buy a gun on the internet, it ships to your FFL, and you have to do the paperwork to pick the gun up. They don't ship it to your house. FedEx don't drop it off at the door. It's not like that. And I have never been to a gun show and bought something that I did not have to fill out paperwork right there on the spot. It doesn't happen like that. He also wants to make it where you can't trade. Like if I sold you a gun, I would have to go fill out paperwork, or you would have to go fill out paperwork because you're buying it from me. I couldn't get a gun and give it to my daughter. Mm-hmm. And that'd be okay. We'd have to go do paperwork, which is stupid. So
they can track them when they come to get them, because it's all about getting them. They're all going to get them sooner or later is their goal. And the way they're going to get them from me is after all the ammunition's out of them, because I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to be a slave, put my head on the chopping block.
No,
I'd take mine standing up.
So the second one, they want to ban arm braces. Well, why a piece of plastic, on the end of a gun has any bearing on that gun's ability to fire? It doesn't. It's nothing.
Yeah.
But they want to ban that. So by a stroke of a pen, he wants to make what 50 million Americans, criminals.
All you gotta do is take the screw off, and you got the buffer tube. I mean, it's that easy.
Hmm.
But the stupid part about it is there's no evidence that a arm brace gun is more deadly than any other gun,
No.
or that's used in crimes disproportionately, or that it somehow is more inherently evil or destructive.
All it is they want another way because they said they want to make it. If you got an arm brace on there, it's now considered a short barrel rifle,
Mm-hmm.
which they want to get $200 from you. That's all they're looking for.
Or they
it's
want
another way to tax you
to
for
get
something
rid
else.
of them
Yeah,
because they don't want to pay the $200,
exactly.
or they don't want to go through the registration process, which takes a year
Right.
or
Oh,
more.
that was the other thing he said too. And he made that statement. You go back and watch him. He was talking about. He was saying that if you go to buy a firearm, they got to do a background check on you. If your background check isn't returned within 3 days, you can go pick your gun up and take it with you. Well, he made the statement on it today that he wants to stop that from ever happening, and you have to wait until your background check comes back. So now, if you buy a brace or whatever, or you just want to go buy a gun, period, they can hold that up indefinitely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look at suppressor jail. My buddy Andy's on here. He's got a suppressor in jail for 280 some days now. I'm sitting at 177 days.
I'd say it's probably going to be at the end of his term
Before I see
it, assuming a Republican ever gets elected again.
You're probably right. So if
I'd
all these
say
people
he's
just
told them, "Hey, you guys just go home, don't come back." Just
so
keep
if
paying.
all these good little sheep want to register their arm braces, and it's going to be classified as a SBR.
Well, a
Yeah.
year later, it's just going to be okay.
It's going to be a year later or longer before they ever let you have it. If they decide they want to let you have it, they could just deny you and be done with it.
Who's going to tell them they got arm brace?
There is no paperwork whatsoever on an arm brace.
Who's going to tell them they got a bump stock? Who's going to tell them? I mean, how are you going to know? I mean, you going to come to people's houses and go through their guns? I mean, how are you going to know who's got a bump stock, who's got an arm brace? That's the most stupid part of they want to set up a trap so when they want to come back and start taking away good citizens for being law-abiding citizens, they want to make some kind of laws that are unjust to try to catch them.
Well, here's one of my things.
Like speed trips.
David Chapman, he's nominating him for ATF director, which he's a nut job.
Chapman or Chipman?
Chipman. So he's going to be on there. So here's my first question. They were talking about Chipman even made the statement that if you fail a background check, that his opinion is you should go ahead and be arrested right then because majority of crimes are committed from people that failed a background check. So he wants to cut the middleman out and just go ahead and arrest you right then.
Well,
and he said that.
Well, how many people have they prosecuted who failed the background check?
Exactly. None.
None.
So they want to convict you and try you before you ever do anything wrong. So here's my thing. If they want to do that, okay, let's see if you go and arrest Joe Biden's son, Hunter, who lied on his background check, that his paperwork that he filled out, he lied on it, which is already a crime.
Right.
Let's see if he goes and arrests him first. Start at the top and work your way down and see how that works. He ain't going to do it.
Yeah. There's two sets of laws.
Yeah.
There's laws that we have to obey. There's laws that they break and make money off of.
Let's see. What else did he say? Oh man, I was trying to watch it today and I was just getting hotter and hotter. And everything he said was a complete lie,
Yep.
just a complete lie
Yep.
about guns. He has no idea.
Yep.
He's the one that told the dude to get a double barrel shotgun and walk out on your porch and fire it, to warn
Stick it
off.
out the door and shoot off a couple rounds.
And a guy did that in,
Got
where was he
arrested.
at? DC or New York, someplace, and got arrested for
Yeah.
discharging a firearm. So yeah, I'm not putting a lot of faith in Uncle Joe's, laws. So they also want to extend the federal. They want to make a federal red flag law where any person in your house, and they specifically name, ex spouses and other members, all they have to do is make the complaint, and the police will come and take your guns for your safety until you can prove yourself in court that you're okay. And then maybe they'll give them back to you after that. So I don't trust that anyway, because somebody could not like you. Any liberal could be out there and say, oh, I live next door to Troy. He's got lots of guns and it's scary. I seen him walk outside with one on his side, and there's something not right. He's going to shoot up the town one day.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to come. They're going to come and take your guns, or try to take your guns.
They're not.
They're not. They're going to try. That's the way they get around this stuff, man. Because it ain't like the left won't lie to get their agenda passed.
Oh yeah, I know.
Sick of them.
Yeah. Well, I've had people turn me in on Facebook and stuff saying I said hate speech and all this stuff before.
Oh yeah, me too.
And I'm like, where? Will you show me where I've done hate speech and stuff? I mean, I guess you could. Some of these people, they're so screwed up, they might think what I say is hate speech, but I don't see how. But okay.
Well, it's just going to. He's going to try to do this stuff. Oh, here's another statement he made today that just torqued my jaw. He said that the gun control stuff, it's not just, the Democrat Party. It's a bipartisan that people want more gun control.
Hey, you say that, but Marco Rubio is pushing the federal red flag law. Marco Rubio is pushing to get the nationwide red flag law so that your neighbors can turn you in and say you're that ball, or your ex-wife, or your second cousin removed from the third time, and all that stuff.
No, all they're trying to do is they're just trying to go along and appease so they can get something down the road.
Rubio's a rhino. Rubio's always been around. He tries to play like he's not, but I think he's a little light feathered rhino that needs to go somewhere else. Him and about a third, maybe half of all the Republican senators out there.
But yeah, he was talking about even gun people are in favor of that. I'm like, not even the gun people I know.
As you would agree, that statement. Oh, as you would agree, this has to be dealt with. We have the will to do it. We have the courage to take away someone's rights.
The courage.
Yeah, you come and take my rights away. Biden, you come stumbling over here and take my guns, and Harris, you come over here and take my guns, and do it without guns. You come take my.
So he made here's one of my statements for him. He was saying that gun violence has gotten out of control, and we're the laughing stock of
who cares what the rest of the world thinks.
Well,
I'm so sick of hearing liberals. Well, the rest of the world, they've said us. Well, you're an idiot. That's why they're laughing at you. They're not laughing at me.
But the thing is, if they want to push that and say we're livestock because of out of control gun stuff, he said violent crimes and murders are up 200% because of arm braces and stuff. No, it's because all you liberals are defunding police officers across the country in these big cities. Where is most of the violence? In the big cities that you run. That's where it's at.
AR-15s are still used less than fists and hammers to kill people.
And knives. There's more people killed with knives than there are AR-15s in this country. But here's my thing.
And fist and blunt objects.
Oh, yeah. So there's approximately 41,000 people a year die from gun deaths. Now, gun deaths, 2/3 of those are suicide, self inflicted. So the rest of them you can take into consideration are shot by police, accidental shootings, whatever.
Suicides.
41,000. So, well, suicide takes into is 2/3 of them
Yep.
right off the top.
Right.
So murder, there may be 10,000 a year that are killed with guns, homicides. 10,000. Here's my point to them. They kill 345,000 babies a year
Yep.
in abortions, and that's okay.
Yep.
But you want to preach to me
And
about
we have
gun
to,
control to
and we
protect
have
children?
to pay for it too.
Exactly.
They want us to pay for their murder. That's just
I get
unconscionable. Unjust laws, unequal laws under this.
I would like for any liberal or Democrat to explain to me how taking a life of a unborn baby is any different than the loss of a life of a child to a gun crime or whatever, accidental shootings.
I had someone tell me why they aborted their baby. They said it was because what kind of life would they have had? I'm like, well, you don't know because you killed them.
A lot of people are looking to adopt children every day.
If you don't want the child, let somebody else have it. But well, we all know that situation. It's all the heart of man. The heart of man is sinful and wickedly evil, self-serving, and I would be just as evil as the rest of them apart from Christ. So we have to remember we got to share the gospel because
Yep.
apart from them knowing the gospel, they'll never have any regret about murdering children and taking our freedoms and stealing the wealth of the nation and giving it away, the wealth of people's hard work over the years. People paid in all their lives to Social Security and getting about a penny on the dollar that they paid in. Uh, if you factor in the inflation because they printed all the money that they could print for the last 30 years. That's another tax, by the way. Every time that they pass $1 trillion debt relief, not debt relief, COVID relief bills, they're printing money. They're running the country into the ground, and they're taking the money that you currently own and the assets you currently own, and they're devaluing them. The only thing that will hold its value is gold, silver, lead, as you can see by the prices of ammunition now. We're going to go ahead and get them moving. We got stuck here a little bit too long. Primary Arms, you guys heard at the beginning there is a sponsored show. We appreciate them sponsoring our shows. If you want to know more about Primary Arms, you go to frn.deals/PA. We've got patches and stickers. I saw several people were in the store, but nobody bought anything the last couple of days, so that's not very encouraging. But we got them. They look like that. And so you check those out. We've got a subscribe star account called God. It's God and Guns, GODANDGUNS. And we have several guys over there that support the show, and we appreciate that very much. If you'd like to go to Subscribe Star and find us. And then you got a few more. And then we got Armed Citizen of the Week.
Absolutely. PowerTac lights. Hey, if you're looking for a weapons light for your gun or a pocket light or a headlamp for hunting or something even brighter, PowerTac has a light for you. Go check our buddies out at powertac.com. Use the promo code God and Guns. They'll give you 40% off for just listening to the show and using our promo code. So go check them out. Also, Crossbreed Holsters. Hey, Steve, our buddy Steve up in Tennessee hit me up the other day. He was looking for a new Crossbreed holster. And he hit me up and wanted to know what the promo code was. And I gave it to him and saved him some money the other day when he bought one. Cool. So if you're looking for a holster, which there's one right there.
Yep.
That's a Crossbreed. That's the Freedom Carry. If you're looking for a holster and you're trying to carry a gun in your truck on your side, keep one next to your nightstand, or your wife wants one in her pocketbook. Crossbreed makes a holster for you, so go check our buddies out at crossbreedholsters.com. Promo code G&G. Get 10% off for listening to the show. Also, Axelson Tactical. If you're looking for a precision rifle, AR, pistol, you're into long distance shooting, you want a high performance bolt gun, go check our buddies out at axelsonusa.com. They will also give you 10% if you use the promo code God and Guns. And if you go out there and look at them, I'm sure you'll find something you like, and you might want to take advantage of it while you still can.
Sure enough.
Last but not least, hey, they don't give us a promo code, but we have an affiliate link with our buddies over at Palmetto State Armory, who have been having some pretty good sales. They're getting a little bit of stuff in now. So if you're looking for parts kits, whole built guns, ammo, whatever you're looking for, go check our buddies out at palmettostatearmory.com. Use our affiliate link, and they give us a little bit of love back for everything that you spend through them. So go help them out, and they help us out.
Good deal. Armed Citizen of the Week. What happened?
This week comes to us from Oklahoma City. A man in, is it Lookaba, Oklahoma?
Lukiba?
Lukiba. I don't know.
It's probably Indian.
Could be.
Lukiba.
Defending himself on his property from two armed burglars on March 22nd, 2021. The incident started when a man noticed two strange men walking around the outside of his home. He called his brother-in-law, who lived up the road, asked him to come help him since he was fixing to get burglarized. The two intruders went to the back door of the home and then began kicking it in. When the would-be burglars made their way inside the residence, the homeowner fired at the two with a firearm. The two robbers then fired back at the man and fled the residence. As the two made their getaway in a car, one of the homeowner's family members chased him. Eventually, they crashed into a tree and ran off on foot. They were both spotted in a field, and police captured both of them after an hours-long manhunt. Both of the armed burglars were found with meth and were convicted felons. Imagine that. Too bad they didn't have a background check that they could see where they got the meth. And hey, aren't there drug laws in this country?
I think so. Well, maybe not in Oklahoma, but I think meth is illegal, isn't it?
That's a federal.
How do they find meth if it's illegal?
I don't know.
How do they get guns?
Where they find guns?
If they're convicted felons, how do they get guns? Because we got laws, you know.
Right. More laws are just going to affect law-abiding citizens, not meth people that are running around convicted felons, which you can't have a gun as a convicted felon anyway. It's a law.
Unless you're a Biden, and then you can have a gun.
We need to rename this show to the Sarcasm Show or something. Because Anyway, that story comes to us from news9.com in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Oklahoma.
Hey, Biden's son, he got kicked out of the military for drugs, didn't
He
he?
did.
How about that?
He's got kicked out of a lot of stuff for drugs.
The same one that the Chinese gave millions of dollars to.
Yeah.
That's our president's son, right?
Because he's
the one that's hard on crime and guns and stuff. Yeah.
He was head of the brain trust over there.
I'm so sad.
It reminds me of Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Have you ever seen that movie? I know you have. When the governor pardons the three guys at the end of the movie and tell him he's going to be his special envoys, you know, and he's like, "What is that?" He's like, "We're going to be the brain trust. It's the advisors."
Oh man. If it wasn't so crazy, if it wasn't so I don't know. It's just stupid. Okay, so for the ham guys, I have a note, and it's called the God and Guns Room, and it's 61 something. What is my room number? It's the KN4 KOP room. and you'll see in the comments it says Guys and Guns Room. And so I try to monitor that if you guys are on Fusion. I am working on a bridge. I know people who know how to do it, supposedly. And I'm still waiting to get a hold of those people because they were on vacation. But sooner than later, I'm going to try to set up a bridge which will allow people with DMR, D-Star. Well, I don't know what D-Star. D-Star is a weird thing. DMR, but what I'll do is create what they call an XLX room, which is it might be proprietary, but it's a reflector that allows you to talk to my room. So that's a lot of ham stuff. So I know people don't really care, but I got my antenna together. I'm excited about that. So I'm going to go over here and plug this thing up when we get done with the show and see if I can hit the net down in Columbia if they're still up and going. So we're going to wrap this puppy up. Any more comments? Let us know. I don't see anything new over there. Kelly's in the house. Daryl's in the house. Who else is in the house? We got Andrew over here. Andrew was making fun of us about our pronunciation. Said we could do a show for hours on pronunciation. It's because we were raised on public school systems in Kentucky. We can't help it. It's just the way it is. We weren't taught to talk about things and learn how to pronounce words rightly.
Hey,
it's words from Oklahoma. I mean, who expects people from Kentucky to pronounce words from Oklahoma?
He has no room to talk. He's from Alabama. So roll tide.
Roll tide. Wrapping it up. Send your feedback to Troy at GuyandGunsPodcast.com or
Doug at GuyandGunsPodcast.com.
Please tell your friends about us. Leave us an iTunes review like that one this week. That's pretty cool.
Please.
Like us on Facebook. Share. Spread it far and wide. Let us sling. YouTube. Follow us on YouTube. Get notifications. Click the little bell. Give us a like tonight. If you haven't liked us already, like us, please. Subscribe. We done did that. Instagram. We're over on Instagram. Wimkin. We've got a presence there. It's a little bit iffy, but I think they're trying. Rumble is a little weird right now. I'm still trying to post stuff up there, but sometimes it doesn't work. We're on MeWe. MeWe is a pretty strong platform right now. It seems to be doing well. If something happens, we'll probably be found there unless it gets compromised. Our website's GuyandGunsPodcast.com. And until next time, Doug, have a blessed week.
And keep your guns close, but keep your Bible closer.
Thanks a lot, guys. We will talk to you all later.
Have a good night, guys.